Looking for your next night out in Worcester? Tee Up Tap Room is the place to be. With 5 golf simulator bays, more than 20 dartboards, a full bar and kitchen, and leagues for both golf and darts running year-round, Tee Up is the go-to spot for competition and community. Swing by Tee Up Tap Room at 70 James Street in Worcester and see why it's the city's home for golf, darts, and good times.
Just kidding, folks. Again, if you were just tuning in live, we apologize for that PDC pull-off there. That was quite the show. And it looks like unfortunate drop there from Joe Ricard to get things underway here. 80 found. Nick says, what a diddle. We have clipped that. That will be on the highlight reel later this week. Sometimes darts is not about hitting those great shots. It's just about starting the game. And whoever starts the game, you know what? Congratulations. That's half the battle right there. You've basically already won. Oh, man. Dan, if you've been watching this stream for all these hours now, thank you so much for being here. 121 fired in there from Joe Ricard. We cannot do this without the support from you guys. We do this for you guys. The community here in the greater Worcester area is just too strong to not be on display every single Monday, 2 times a year for 8 weeks straight. So we're happy that you guys keep showing up, giving us the support and love. And Joe Ricard giving this Triple 20 segment a lot of support and love right now. A little bit of a sly smile there as he goes a little to the right with that second dart. Leaving himself 219, 94 average after those first couple of visits to the board. Great standard of play, but Ron, no slouch. Again, the Dreamboat. He is the Dreamboat for a reason. What a dream the guy is, too. Come on. But his standard of play has been excellent tonight, and Joe Ricard knows that. Ron has been lethal. Anybody able to take out Tom Curtin, the Emperor, who everybody, for the most part, fears to have to face off in the opening round. Seems to be no problem for Ron Sargent. I believe that Ron and Mike Kerrigan, the only 2 players to actually take a night off of Tom. So an elite club of people, but it just goes to show the standard of play from everybody has increased this season. Joe Ricard eyeing up 119. Finds the big 19 there. Going back upstairs for triple 20. Finds it. 1 dart at double top, his favorite. And he finds the big 119 take. Great way to get things going here from Joe Ricard. Big ton plus out of the gates. Fist bump, respect there from Ron Sargent. And after what seemed to be a crazy long diddle for the middle, Joe comes down and speed runs his way through this opening leg. 47 found there from Ron Sargent. Not the type of start that he wants to be looking for. Again, didn't have too long of a break between his games. His battle with Mike in the semifinals went the distance as well. And another drop dart there, unfortunately, from Joe Ricard. Not sure if it was the points or the flights getting in the way, but that's the risk you run with such tight grouping. Sometimes those darts are just not going to get through. And Ron Sargent, are we going to see the big 180? No, we are not, but the 140 will do very nicely. Joe Ricard looking to keep this momentum going. Doesn't want to lose too much steam off of that drop dart. Needs to bring it slightly to the right here. Fortunately, only finding 40. Loving the purple and orange look here from Ron Sargent. Dreamboat looking quite stylish with a new coat of paint. Ron not happy with that switch down to the 19s. Does very well to correct back up to the 20s. Still hit 40. A little bit of a lull here. Ron Sargent will get his scoring together here sooner or later. Ron has been, again, lethal in the opening rounds of the second week of action here at the WPL. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Taking a deep breath, eyeballing his target. Needing to correct down here. Ron, unfortunately, cannot find the consistent 3 straight on, only finding 45 there. Joe eyeballing 315. Within reach of Ron here. This would be a break of throw if Joe can take this leg, I believe. Ron. 229, within distance of an out here. Wants to try and score big to give him something easy to work with, manageable to chew on. Will go back upstairs. Finds 99. So I believe he leaves himself 130. 132, excuse me. Caster math at 11 o'clock at night. You can't fault anybody. Sometimes brains just aren't designed to work this late in the night. But we carry on. And Joe Ricard just trying to find that trip 19 switch. Can't quite grab it. Only finding 43. So not enough to bring himself down to an out. Ron Sargent 132 will go bull first. Only finding single trip 19. Can't find the trip that would leave himself 50. So having to correct now, do some math. Ron's math has improved considerably from Season 2, and that was really his only weakness that he had in the previous season. Made some questionable route choices in that final game of the playoffs against Tom Curtin. Has spent the whole mid-season between WPL seasons working on his math. Joe, solid first dart. Wants to just keep it steady. Finds the big 140 there. Joe Ricard. Great darts, leaving himself 72 right on Ron's heels. Ron can't afford to miss this. Big opportunity. 54 found. Leaves himself double 8. Will he find it with the third dart? Can't quite grab it, just out of reach. So Joe will most likely go 16s first here. 72 remaining. Finds one big 16. One more to leave 40. One dart at it. Can he find it? And just low. Good bid. Just low there. Ron trying to get out of this leg and tie the game up here. Eyeballing his target, and he nails it with the first dart. Clinical take, clinical pinch there. And we have a tied game, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are going to push each other hard, not give each other a lot of space. It's going to be a battle. I genuinely have no idea who's going to take this game. That's what I love about the Worcester Premier League is, for the most part, anybody can really beat anybody. Solid 100 take there from Joe to open up the scoring. Ron looking to follow. Finds the triple 20 right in the bottom corner. Might be too many flights in the way. Looks like he does push his way into the 140, so huge follow from Ron Sargent. Joe Ricard looking to try and expand upon his scoring power, but 41 just not going to do. Ron looking to punish. And that is a great opening dart. Looking for more. Looks inviting. Finds another. Is he going to fill it up? 140. Not able to follow those first two. Just below. But still a great round and a great visit. Joe. First dart looked a little wobbly. Finds a solid second dart. Finds a big third with another one. 100. Thought it was a 140. It looked right there. Ron in the lead here, 2-1. But you have the sense that Joe is going to catch back up with the treble-less visit there. 57 fired in, but still a precarious situation for Ron Sargent. He's just barely at an out. Joe, with the 100 here, would leave himself 160. Needs to try and split the middle. Find that red bit. Can't do it. Pushes himself out into the 5s. Unfortunate, unlucky. Ron Sargent, 19s or 20s, either way works. Going across the 18s now. That's all right. No pressure to take this out here anyway. It just would have been extremely stylish if he did that. Leaves himself 86, so a little bit of math here. One more trip 18 will leave himself 32. Can't grab it. 12 leaves him 74. There, so still a fantastic round for Ron Sargent, dropping his score down. Joe Ricard, 140, you feel like is going to be the minimum here to have a shot, to put the pressure on. 100 will work too, but needs to find that triple, and it just won't go, so 140 remaining. Tough outshot there for Joe Ricard. Ron Sargent, 74. 14 first. Leaves himself 60. One dart just barely above that triple 20 segment. And just barely above that double 20 segment. So Ron, opportunity gone, but a tough take here. Joe Ricard having to work his doubles magic to try and find his way out of this leg. The average has been good. Can the doubling be good? First part found. A little bit of a step back, a little bit of a break. Oh my goodness, tops! No! Oh, Joe Ricard with a great effort. Solid 120 bid there. Just not able to follow the line of his second dart. That would have been fantastic. And Ron just below, having to go down to double 10. And he just can't find it. Just low and to the right, so more opportunities for Joe. 81 average so far, needs this take. And he takes it. First start, no questions asked. Ron Sargent all of a sudden finding himself behind. 2 legs to 1 in this opening set. Joe, humongous darts here. After quite a brutal battle that he had with Berto. I mean, my goodness, Berto pushed him hard. You feel like maybe there was just not enough steam for Joe to keep going tonight, but finding that extra fuel that he needed, maybe it's just trying to get one up on Ron, is just when he needed to really find that extra gear of his own. Solid 100 start here from Ron. Joe looking to follow. And he does follow with a big ton of his own, so both guys neck and neck. Elevated game here, right here at the end, in the finals. Ron looking to try and find his small correction over. Can't do it. Tough round there, 29 fired in from Ron Sargent. Not able to hold himself to the same standard of play earlier on in the evening. The big one is just going to cause, oh geez, big problems here for Joe Ricard. Finds that third dart savior and punching in 64. Would have been a disaster of a visit there. Ron would have gotten away with one, but Ron, unfortunately being punished. Does very well to find that correction. Needs to follow it though. Get the lead back. 81 will drop him back in the lead, but Joe should leapfrog him here. Push his score further down, closer to an out. Joe unable to find a triple, all over it on both the 20 and the 19 segment. 291 for Ron, so still within reach. And that is a great first dart. Just high in the second, but a great guide. Maybe he can guide that third one in, and he can't. Blow an opportunity. You can tell by Ron's face. He knew what he was trying to do. Leaving himself 191, Joe. Right behind his heels. Great first. Would love another one. And I believe he does find the ton, not the 140. Both guys right at the edge of out territory, looking outside, or outside looking in, excuse me. Ron just looking to keep it straight. Might go down to the 17s or the 19s here. Did try to grab that 51 on that trip 17. For 91, scored to leave himself a ton. Only able to find 57. Joe Ricard, 178, looking to just keep it straight. Maybe move over to the 18s. 118, 98 remaining. Just elects to keep it straight for 78 left. Can't fault him for that. Ron, a very difficult 134. Thinking about his route, triple 20, triple 18. Doesn't matter anyway, as the first dart ruins the combination, unfortunately. 114 remaining for Ron. Not able to find the 18, leaving himself 96, so back to the triple 20. Not able to find, I don't think he even found the 20 segment there. Unlucky round, tough round there. Joe, 78 remaining. He's been in this 70 area for a good portion of the night. These 3-dart, 2-dart combos, so critical. Will he secure the set? Just high. Touches the wire. Actually, I think he bends it in a little bit. Talk about on the edge for Joe Ricard. 91 remaining for Ron. Finds 9, so 82 left, 42. Triple 14. Recommended way. Finds the triple 14, so double 16 remaining. Sorry, tops remaining. Oh, he finds it. Pardon the mistake in the caster math. Ron always knew the way he was going. Huge find there. And big take from Ron, the Dreamboat Sargent. Awesome stuff. We have a tied set here. 2 legs apiece. Both guys not giving each other any room to breathe. Joe only able to find 60 there. Ron Sargent looking to continue his scoring. Again, Ron has been playing an inspired game tonight. He's just trying to continue what has been the norm for the vast majority of his legs, his games, his sets. Joe rising up from a brutal battle against Berto in the previous round. Playing up to the occasion and playing well. Went back-to-back. Good visits there. Putting the pressure on Ron. It was a little slow to start here. But Ron will correct. Looks to follow with a lot of space in the bed there. Still a lot of space to try and find his way in. Can only find the ton. Joe, opportunity to grow the gap. Can't afford to have those darts slip outside. Might be an awkward follow if he tries to force it. He does find the 140. Magnificent darts there to slip that one underneath. And Ron looking to follow. 60 found. Wants more. Slight adjustment to the left. Oh, Ron saying no. If you can read lips, you're having a good time following what Ron's saying. 81 fired in. 276 to 201. The gap has grown for Joe. And the triple 20s are flowing. Let him know and let it flow, Joe. Can he find another? And he finds the bull. Wow. Great darts there. Big 130 punched in. Sometimes, you know what? Hey, triple 20. Overrated. There's a big, big button in the center of the board that's worth 50 points. And sometimes, hey, it works just as well. Darts not working that well here for Ron Sargent, unfortunately. Not able to find anything really worthwhile. Only punching in 33, I believe. 71 remaining for Joe Ricard. Again, he finds himself here in this mid-range area, 71. Looks like he hits a single 13 there. Leaving himself 58, so 18 needed for his favorite. Double on the board, double 20. And again, just low. It's been so reliable for him tonight, but no pressure. The only pressure that can come from this round is the mental pressure that Joe puts on himself for missing that visit. 243 here, Ron Sargent. Not within range, but needs a big visit to try and put some pressure onto Joe Ricard. Fortunately, at least 2 triples needed now, very least. Can't find it, so again, Joe will be returning with some comfort, knowing that he's not immediately under threat here to take this out. We'll have some time. If he pulls it inside, he may see an adjustment, but he doesn't need it anyway because Joe is taking this opening set. Clinical take there from Joe Ricard.
Since 2014, U.S. Sports and Apparel has been helping teams, companies, and organizations look their best. From embroidered polos to customized uniforms and fan gear, they have the expertise and the people to do it all. Their catalog includes spiritwear, athletic equipment, and promotional items. From mugs and golf balls to jackets and hoodies, everything is branded to your specifications. For gear that works as hard as you do, trust in U.S. Sports and Apparel to get the job done right.
Joe, who really struggled in the past game against Berto, whatever mind tricks or mind powers, or maybe it was just the length and maybe it was just the importance of the game against Berto. Joe has bounced back. He has found himself in his element, averaging a low 80s average. Ron struggling to get his average above 70. But give him time, Ron. Push comes to shove. Will rise to the occasion, but Joe taking advantage of things now. Joe looking to continue and try and follow Ron here off the start. Does very well to find that triple 19. Ron just slipping outside into the 5 segment there. So focused, locked in. Taking a deep breath here. Can't find the switch down to the 19s. I agree, Brizzle. This is a great final. Whenever these guys get together, magic happens. These guys always play up for each other. And Joe just trying to correct. Trying not to follow those opening darts from Ron. Keep him straight, keep him steady. Can't find the big trip, but finds 2. The 20 segment, which is worth its weight in gold. Again, you'll take whatever you can get when you can get it, and Ron is looking to find more of this triple 20 vein on the board. Can't do it. Fortunately, Ron's mines up in the 20 segment of the board ran dry in this round. Only able to find 80. So Ron, again, building a small little lead here, but Joe, with darts like that, can immediately just negate the difference. One more, there's plenty of space in there. Can't do it, goes high. Again, these guys, if you aren't aware of who these guys are, they are some of the better shots here in the immediate Worcester area. They have known each other for probably decades. Great friends, great pals, play doubles at all the regional tournaments together. Not only are they great competitors and giving us a fantastic final, but they are great friends as well. Whoever wins this game certainly going to get a lot of love from the other guy. But neither guy wants to leave here tonight, knowing that they were the loser here of this final. They want the full allotment of points that has been granted. Ron laughing that one off. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to squeak that one in there. Apologies for the quick pauses here, folks, from my commentary, but there is a massive bug staring at me from my computer screen, so hopefully this bug doesn't jump out at me and scare the daylights out of me. 100. Fired in there from Joe. It's hilarious, actually. He's like watching the game. Ron, let's see what he's able to do. Needs at least one triple to try and give him something to work with. The 40 just not found. Joe Ricard working with 118. Ron down and out 149, but the 118 much more preferable. And the 5, well, sinks all the hopes and dreams that Joe had for getting out in this visit. Does very well to find that. 66 in total, leaving himself 52. 149 for Ron. This is a difficult take. Won't go. Difficulty of 149 is proven again. Be one of the harder out shots to hit. Only finding 44 there. Tough darts from Ron here, so leaving himself 105. Not very friendly. Down a double 16, which has not been first time lucky for Joe. Hitting that double 7 corner. Unfortunately, that's not in, I believe, so that leaves 18. And he pulls it just inside. Disappointment for Joe Ricard there. For whatever reason tonight, Joe, who is usually so reliable on the outer ring of the board, has not been able to find much of anything other than double 20, double 16, double 8, proving to be difficult. Spending a lot of time moving across to double 4, double 2, and even the madhouse on occasion tonight. Ron just looking to try and correct his score. Nothing really worthwhile here. Brings the score down, but Joe Story of this leg is going to be, can he find himself double six? Not sure if that score there is correct. Actually, they might be doing some corrections, because I believe that Joe hit a single 9 to leave himself 9 left. Yeah, the guys are correcting their scores right now, so Joe's going to go in there. I can hear them talking about it. It's all right. We'll get this figured out. We unfortunately do not have the funds this season for the new fancy auto-scoring system that is out there and available for those who are absolutely loaded. That thing is nuts. I have seen it in person, and it is very impressive. Double 4 needed for Joe Ricard. Just wide. And unfortunately, he can't find it. So again, the struggles, the double trouble reigns true. Joe Ricard not really able to find much of anything past double 8 with a lot of ease. And unfortunately, 3 found there for Ron. So 20 bull is the recommended way. Needs to realize that Joe can get out of here. Not sure what Ron was doing there. Again, needs to consider the bull. That will potentially save him a couple of legs here. Finds the 30 to leave himself 40. I'm sure Joe will tell him off for not trying to go for the bull later on. That's what friends do. They rag on you when they know that you should be doing something. And Joe, one more time here at double 2. Going upstairs to the madhouse. We saw him struggle before against Berto, and there's no struggling this time. Took him a little while to get around the board, rounding the houses. But again, when push comes to shove, Joe able to get out in a hurry. Just had to go to the last house on the block. A little bit confusion on who's starting this one. But Joe taking this one off here. His throw to defend. Ron looking to try and break. Joe doing very well to find that triple 20 segment again. The scoring has been so reliable for a good majority of the night. The whole game versus the whole game versus Berto proved to be the only real outlier that we've seen so far in Season 3 here. Ron looking to just follow that first dart. Can't seem to find the extra bit of space that his darts need to fit in there. Both guys have been playing for a considerable amount of time, so how much gas is left in the tank, really? We start to see Joe kind of do a similar thing last game where he came out to a strong start but started to falter when it went deep, and Berto really started to try and push and punish, but again, playing up for the occasion, playing up for the opponent. Ron really not too far behind, so still anybody's game so far in this leg. Joe is attempting to hold his throw this leg here, so Ron looking to try and get a crucial break. At the very least, a hold. Unfortunately, not finding any triple there. All over it for Ron. Joe looking to just do more of the same. Errant dart there. Big error with that first one. Looks like another one into the one segment. Does very well to correct over to the left. Joe did not score 8 there. That's incorrect. We'll see the correct score here in just a second. It is 83, so he does find that second dart right on the edge. Ron already starting to fall a little too far behind here, so might be thinking about the next leg already. 57 fired in. Joe has built this solid gap and wants to keep the pressure on, wants to get himself down to a good out here. 5 is not going to do him any favors. Looking to try and correct into the red bit. Can't do it. 28 scored. So Ron, a little bit of a reprieve. Wants to take advantage of it now. Can't grab that trip 19. Slight adjustment needed. Goes well wide into the 7 segment. Ron telling himself off a little bit. Knows that was a big miss. And unfortunately continues to just be slightly wide. Not by much. Small margins separating Ron between Joe right now, but Joe crucially down to an out first, 164, going the 19's way first, wanted 2 of those triple 19s, and will choose to stay on it. Goes up to the 16s. Ron Sargent, 200 left. Won't go, can only try and set himself up here. Ron again being pushed out by those flights, the darts. Oh, excuse me. That was a 60 found by Ron, right on the edge then. 90 left here for Joe. Triple 18 in sight, can't quite find it. 32 scored. Leaves him 78. Wants at least a big 18 or a 20, finds the 20. Leaving himself 58, so 18 into double 20. Preferred way for Joe. Ron Sargent, 140. This would be a nice take. We haven't seen a lot of ton-plus takes here tonight, at least not on the stream. And unfortunately, the 3 again. Excuse me, shake of the head. Ron not happy with the effort of that dart. 137 remaining, so going to go downstairs to the trip 19. Can't find it. Going to probably go back up. Things just not clicking here for Ron Sargent. What started off so well tonight, this game is nowhere near over. But again, Ron opened up with an 83.57 against Tom Curtin. Just not able to find that gear. 18 found for Joe in the double 20. No question about it. Joe playing excellently. 2 dart take there, 58. And all of a sudden, Joe is on the cusp of going 2 sets up. If he can find a break here, at the very least, he should be on schedule to hold his throw and move us on to another deciding set here. But before we get there, Ron trying to open up with some big scores. Can't quite do it. Again, things just not clicking. Joe lining up his shots here, trying to focus up. Can he nab a triple? And he can. Great third dart there. Great effort. Again, it's why we throw 3. Don't give up when those first 2 don't go in. There's always big points on the table if you just stay calm. And Ron trying to follow that second dart. Well, I guess he deemed that there wasn't enough space in there. Goes down for the 99. Good darts there from Ron Sargent. Joe looking to follow here. Again, we saw a little bit again. We saw this again in the last game where the scoring was there to get things going, and then all of a sudden, some adventuring, some exploring around the board. Joe not able to piece the darts together like he was, and this might be the opportunity for Ron to really start to punish. Fill it up, Ron. Pulls it well wide. That might have been the plan, though, going for that trip 18. 138 is nothing to be sad about. Not a shabby throw at all. Joe wants to drop it just a little bit lower here. Pulls it to the left into that trip 5 segment. 55 on the board there. Ron has the advantage here, but this is his throw. He's looking to defend. So if Joe loses this leg, it's not too big of a deal. 80 fired in. Probably wants another one. Not sure if he pushed that out to the 5. 85 is found there for Ron Sargent. So, 131 remaining. Joe, 200 points clear. Ron is having a great leg here. Able to find that 100, but still well out of reach from Ron Sargent, who's looking to try and take out 131. 3 darts. First part is found. 71 remaining. Trip 17 works. Which way is Ron going to go? Finds the trip 13. Leaving himself double 16. And he finds the big 131. Awesome take there from Ron Sargent. Huge take there. Ton plus every day. The Dreamboat sailing away. Love to see it. Big high five there from Joe Ricard. A lot of respect, a lot of love. But again, that was just a hold of throw for Ron Sargent. So now the real effort comes. Joe off the line relatively quickly here with the 66. Ron has to really find his gear, repeat the magic that happened in the previous leg. For those not sure what I mean by a hold of throw, defending your throw, breaking. Every person starts a leg of darts first, and that person who starts first theoretically should get down to an out first, meaning that you have a slight advantage. Again, it all comes down to how well you play, but at the upper levels of darts here, like these guys are displaying for us, that matters. It's critical. It's a real factor in every single game. Just watching the scoreboard here that's not updating. Not really sure what's going on. Might have to pause the game here to see how this is working out. This happened last week as well. Looks like the scoreboard is working okay, so we'll monitor that going forward. The production team, our interns are running around, frantically screaming, making sure everything's running okay. Only 22 found there from Joe Ricard. So again, a break of throw means that if you are throwing first and the other person who throws second takes that leg, that's a break. You were supposed to get there first, and they beat you to it. They broke you. If you go first and you hold your throw, you've done what you're supposed to do. It was always your right. It was always your destiny to get there first. These guys are trying to find those small advantages, find those big scores, put the pressure on. And right now, Joe is trying to match Ron here. 41 found, not the darts he was looking for. Ron trying to scrap, kicking. Again, we apologize for everybody who's able to read lips. This is a family-friendly show. One of these days, we'll have the technology to cover Ron's sailor mouth. After all, he is the dreamboat. We know that you guys can't hear him, but urge you, the audiences, the young fans who are watching the WPL this late at night, go to bed and avert your eyes. Don't learn swear words from Ron, the dreamboat Sargent. Too many words that he's learned from sailing away, sailing on the high seas, trying to find some more comfortable waters here. Already a set down, 2 legs down here. Has one on the board for this set, but being pushed to the edge and things are starting to slowly unravel for both guys. Scoring has not been there. Consistent scoring has been there for Joe for the most part, but when it comes to the nitty-gritty, the doldrums of these sets, it can get ugly. Sometimes you're not always trying to win the good-looking ones. You just want to take whatever you can get. And 83 will be serviceable for Joe Ricard. Ron Sargent all the way back on 248. Joe not at an out, so counting error there. But Ron needs to try and find something big here to knock his score down to something workable. 40 found, so 208 remaining, needs the big ton. Goes down to 18 instead, so 58 scored, Ron punched that in incorrectly. These guys are really testing my caster math, making sure I'm paying attention. I respect that. Joe looking to knock down from 103 after that first dart. 2 darts in there. And a solid visit. 1, 2, 3. Easy as ABC, leaving himself 40. And Ron Sargent all of a sudden stranded on 190 Island with no escape. Can only hope that the SS Joe Ricard doesn't outpace him. It doesn't get out of these waters before he does. Joe eyeballing his favorite double. It's been so good to him tonight. Will it continue? And it does. Joe goes up. 3 legs to 1 in that set. 2 sets to nothing. 73.57 average.
Balboni Darts is the name in darts for Central Massachusetts and beyond. From dart sets and boards to accessories and apparel, they're the one-stop shop for any player looking to stock up or upgrade. Whether you're stepping up to the line for the first time or competing for trophies and checks, Balboni Darts is the store that the champion selects.
We are on the brink, crowning a new nightly winner here at the WPL. Is it going to be Joe Ricard, or is Ron Sargent going to mount a comeback? We'll know in the next couple of minutes here, but it's looking to be a pretty monumental task here for Ron Sargent. The Dreamboat may not have enough torque. We've seen the pictures of his guns on Facebook, but is he going to have the firepower to knock down Joe Ricard, who is just firing away? Solid ton there from Ron. Joe looking to try and follow here. First dart, slightly wide. Great second dart finding its way in. Wants to follow the line. I believe only, it is another 1, 2, 3. Great darts, great follow. Ron Sargent under immediate pressure to deliver the goods. But is the Dreamboat being overwhelmed? Questions abound. These darts we did not expect to see. We thought it was going to be Ron Sargent's night. Does very well to find that trip 19. The worst thing that Ron can do right now is start getting in his own way, get in his own head. Still a lot of darts left to be played. We saw that in the previous game. Joe Berto, we thought might have been over in a hurry, ended out dragging its feet. 85 found there from Joe Ricard, knocking his score down to 248. Just wide there on that second dart. Not quite able to convert into anything hefty scoring-wise. And Joe starting to work on this gap, starting to pull away. Darts like that going to make him more comfortable. Still plenty of space there, and he does find the big 140. 108 remaining. Shanghai on the 18s awaits him if he so chooses. Shanghai being that you need a triple, a single, and a double. It's a card game reference. I'm not exactly sure how the reference ties in, but whenever you need a triple, a single, and a double, the same number, that's a Shanghai. Will the 108 go? 104 remaining, so 54 needed. Can't quite find that triple 18, so we'll be going across. Elects to stay there. But again, 190 Island, Ron Sargent seems to be the only resident. Marooned, looking for help. Has a little volleyball that he's communicating with. Never seems to talk back to him, though. Joe eyeballing again another mid-range 70 take here with 74 remaining. Joe has been lethal from this distance. Wants to continue the trend. Finds the trip 14. Looking down. Finds the double 16. Awesome take there from Joe. 70, 71, 72, 3, 4. If it's there, Joe can take it out. Solid darts there. Braun, all of a sudden, under a lot of pressure here to start mounting this comeback quickly. Things starting to spiral out of control. He has taken legs now and again, but Joe seemingly just can't be stopped tonight. Out of nowhere, putting on the performance that we always expected of him. Another 1-2-1 out of the gates. I believe it was 1-2-3 to open the previous leg. 1-2-1 this leg. Ron looking to just try and keep up. Big triple 20 found there. Can only find the 100 to try and keep pace, but Joe just looking to keep these darts steady. Keep them straight. Wants a minor correction down into that triple 20 bed. Can't quite find it, only finding the 60. Agreed, Joe is on fire. He had quite the battle against Berto. He had dipped down into the low 60s. Berto was playing up into the high 50s, low 60s at the end of that game. Solid ton there from Ron. Joe not really happy with the way his darts were going in that previous game, and he has flipped that switch. 320 remaining. Who needs 420 when you have 320? It's the cooler number. unable to find anything serviceable there, only finding 24. And that happens from time to time. These guys throwing great darts, but we're all human. We all throw a terrible round or two or three or four if you're myself. Quadruple 26 is always a fun thing to experience. Ron trying to go down to that 19 segment. Can't find it. Joe trying to recover the gap here that Ron is slowly building. Wants another one. A little bit of confetti there. Wants to fill it. The ton will work, but it's a slight advantage for Joe, and Ron is looking to try and increase the gap to something greater than it was previous. I believe it was about 60, 80 points there. Ron unfortunate with that second dart, pushing over into the ones. The grouping was so tight. Just not able to make it work. Ron not able to find that big switch down to the trip 17. So Joe Ricard, 196, already one leg up. Big opportunity to give himself something more workable than 164. Looks like it might be two in there. Might be a ton, might be a 140. In fact, it is indeed a ton. So Ron Sargent, this 164 would be legendary if it goes. Unfortunately wide, the big one. So unlucky. And Joe Ricard looking like he's going to go two legs clear of Ron, the Dreamboat Sargent. If he can find this 96 combo, two darts, the first one's there, two darts at double 18. Oh, tremendous take there from Joe Ricard. No mercy, no quarter given. And all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, Ron has been pushed to the brink. His night may come to an end if this man here can put it together for one more leg in this set. Joe, off to a decent start here, 83. Ron needing to follow, has to follow. This is Joe's defense, Joe's hold of throw. So the pressure is on Ron. Not able to follow, so the cracks beginning to show, the foundations, the structure, the frame of the Dreamboat starting to buckle under the pressure. Joe wide by considerable margin there, but that is a fantastic correction made. Flight deflecting that one up, but another 80 visit there will do. Ron not off to a good start. Needs another one at least to try and keep up. Finds the second one. Oh, unfortunately will not find the big 180, only finding the 140. Ron and Joe having a little bit of a laugh there. Again, these guys great pals. And that might be a tough block for Joe. He's going to go for it. Going to continue to go for it. Likes the line. Won't go. And Ron, again, finding himself in a situation where you almost feel that two trebles are needed here. Again, apologies for the it's a family-friendly show. Come on, Ron. Don't let the folks at home read your lips. 58 found, so not what Ron was looking for. Joe Ricard looking to capitalize by pushing the ball forward even further. Had some good scoring rounds here. Really good scoring legs, but again, some questions. Can Joe deliver the goods? Unfortunately, not here. Only 30 punched in. Ron sitting at 272. Finds that big triple. This would be a huge break if he can find the eventual take here in this leg, but Ron trying to push it ever closer. Can only find 80, so not all hope is lost for Ron just yet. He is within outing range, not there yet. Joe not happy with that flyer overthrow at all. Kind of see it in his throw, and one just kind of took off on him. Joe able to find a very, very nice top right corner dart there in that triple 20 segment. 166, both guys on the edge. Outside looking in. Ron Sargent trying to piece it together. Frustration coming through for Ron. Not able to find the trip 19, only finding 777. Both guys, it's been a long night for them. A lot of darts have been thrown. Ron finding the humor in the situation. He may feel like his race is run. Joe just wants to get it done. Tough blocker elects to stay up. And is punished for his choice there. Going back down to the 19s, only able to find 40. Ron working with 150. Now would be a great time for go for double bull, double bull, double bull. Oh, boo. Give the people what they want, Ron. The 60 is a great dart, though. 90 left. Not able to find that trip 18. I think Joe wanted Ron to go double bull, double bull, double bull also. 150 minus 78. 72 left. I don't think Ron knew what he was aiming at there. Maybe a slip of the hand there. 59 remaining for Ron, I believe, if that's correct. Joe Ricard, 126. Again, we've seen ton pluses. We've seen some good scoring. Wants trip 19, not able to get it. We'll go upstairs, not able to find the big 20, so only finding 43. Ron Sargent, big opportunity here, needs the 59, and you feel like it's going to go. Cannot afford to let Joe have a look at this. Looks like he finds 3. The frustration from Ron. Every dart is turning out to be a struggle tonight. Finds the 7. So 10 score, leaving himself 49. What turned out to be a critical moment in this leg. Disaster for the Dreamboat. There's a storm on the horizon. Hurricane Joe. Is Joe about to let Ron know? 83 on the board. Can he find it to secure his first win of season 3? 80 left. Does he go tops, tops? 1 found. Yes! 2 found there. Double is found, and Joe Ricard has taken the second week of season 3 with a tremendous, tremendous performance there, electing to go 3 double 20 to take out the Dreamboat 3-0.
Looking for a way to support the Worcester Premier League directly? Check out our coffee page. Every dollar donated goes right back into the league, helping us cover operations and build a bigger prize pool for the players. Your support makes it possible for us to keep the WPL growing season after season. Once again, your donation helps us keep the competition thriving and the darts flying. Visit our page at coffee.com/WPL darts to make a contribution today.